Warning! If this video offends you, you are probably a little bitch. Enjoy. What is up, guys? It is Logan from Mooks of the West. Did you enjoy that intro? Well, truth be told, if you are offended, you are probably a little bitch. Okay. Oh god, I'm probably going to offend a lot of people there. Not a lot of people watch my videos anyway, so what does it even matter? But it's the truth. If you are going to be offended by what I am about to say, I think you are a little bitch. And what I'm about to talk about, I feel like it really fit well with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And the reason being is Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty, is sort of a game that makes you kind of question your politics, basically. You know, company, government, and the differences between both and how they're both the same, a bunch of other stuff like that. I'm not going to go into detail because that's a video for another time. However, this is part 2 of my politics from a gamer's perspective. The reason why I'm making it is because I think it's interesting to hear politics from a gamer's point of view, simply because, well, we are actually intelligent people, and because of our relationship with technology and our understanding with the gaming industry, which kind of runs a little like politics, except on a smaller scale, we're actually very knowledgeable. And if you think we're nerds, well, you have no idea. So I'm going to talk about my political views, and this is from a gamer's perspective. As far as abortions, I think females should be able to have abortions, whether or not, I don't care if you're fucking conservative and you disagree with it. And I talked about that in my last video, so I'm not even going to touch it at all. I just want to throw some things out there. Car accident victims and brain dead people, who have an aneurysm or get in a bad accident. Brain dead. And the reason why I say that, well, simply because, I'm not even going to explain that in this video. I don't have enough time. But watch my other video and, just watch it. Okay, and if you're actually open-minded, it might change your mind. I hope. If not, you're close-minded. You really are close-minded. Anyway, on to the next thing. I don't think we should give people handouts to reverse racism. If you pay attention to liberals, okay, they're all about, like, giving handouts to minorities so they can participate in college. And the reason being is because, a lot of, colored people are minorities and blah, blah, blah. There's more white people in college than there are black people and Mexicans. Like, well, simply because the fact that 70 to 80%, and if you don't believe that, then at least half of the population is white people in the United States of America. You're wondering why white people are gonna be in college more often than colored people statistically? Because statistically there's more white people in the United States, so the number kind of makes sense if you really think about it. And if you give handouts to somebody because of their skin color to go to college, do you know what that does? That creates racism. To reverse racism, you're doing racism. And let me just say that doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. And so that's a conservative point of view. I don't believe in the death penalty. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't believe in the death penalty. That's a liberal view. However, I do, the reason why I don't believe in the death penalty is because I think if somebody sits there, rots in jail, and they lose their rights, and, they don't have a lot of the rights or benefits that other prisoners do, then I think that's a much more harsh crime than the death penalty. However, I do understand why people would want the death penalty, and I think that some states should have the death penalty if they want to. But see, the scary thing is about the death penalty is, what if you are wrongly accused? Okay, that's the scary thing. Okay, if you're wrongly accused and you have the death penalty, and you're gonna die for a crime that you did not commit. Now, how often people are actually wrongly accused and have gotten the death penalty is beyond me, and how often that happens now is beyond me, but it's a scary thought. So I'm kind of in the middle on that one. And I do believe in a free market system, which is conservative, but I do believe in slight government regulations, which is also a liberal view. So if you're combining both conservative and liberal. And guess what? As far as education goes, I don't think that paying the schools and having teachers make more than $60,000 a year to teach like shit is the answer to having a better education. Because if you freely pay the teachers thinking that's going to solve the problem, you are part of the problem. Because what's going to happen if you pay a teacher a comfortable salary? Okay? They're not going to want to try to do better for themselves. They're not going to try to want to teach better. They're not going to do their job any better. They're going to be like, oh, well, I have this comfortable salary, so I think I'm just going to do a shitty job and keep my salary. I think I'm going to do good enough to keep my job, but I'm not really going to innovate or, figure out how to best teach these kids. And I've had a lot of teachers who I swear to God did not care about their job. And they didn't get fucking fired for the 4 years that I was in high school. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there, that I think parents should be able to choose which school their child goes to, also whether or not it's a private school, because I think every single child, no matter who their parents are, deserve an education equal to everybody else's. However, I also do believe that each individual child should be tested based on what they are good at, which is what I believe higher education is for. I think high school should actually be about learning, and I think a lot of political opinions, like liberal teachers should not be able to teach liberally, just like conservative teachers should not be able to teach conservatively. Or, I think they should have some sort of regulations to make sure there's an equal understanding and that these kids can make up their own mind. Kids like to think that they're free or that they make up their own mind, but really they're just basing their opinions off of what other people think. So, that's just my view on it. And I do support stem cell research, which is a liberal view. I support oil drilling, which is a conservative view. I support euthanasia, which is liberal. And I think citizens should be allowed to bear arms. Of course, that is a topic for another video that I can go into detail. I support law-abiding citizens, having guns. And I think, that is a conservative viewpoint. Healthcare should be available to the poor. Free healthcare should be available to the poor. That is a liberal view, and I think randomly searching airport passengers is right to a certain extent, depending on the time period. So that's my opinion, or that is some of my political perspectives. So watch part 3. Thank you for watching this one. Have a good one.